Kapow! Hello, this is actor Chad Rook. Actor Chad Rook, this is your acting agent. You just got yourself an audition. You wouldn't say. That's great news. Well, I better get to memorizing my lines so that I don't have to bring the sides into the room. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Acting with Chad Rook. My name is Chad, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you why I think you should never, ever, ever bring your sides into an audition. If there's one thing that I've learned in my 20 plus years of acting, is that in the audition room, first impressions are everything. The difference of someone bringing their sides into the room as opposed to those actors who memorize their lines and don't bring the sides into the room are huge. Let me explain. Say, for example, you're an employer and you're hiring for a new position. You have two people coming in for interviews for that position. One of them comes in and they're wearing a business suit, they're professional, they're very confident in the way they speak, and then on the other hand, the other person comes into the interview and they're wearing sweatpants and they're just not confident in their demeanor. Who do you think the employer is automatically going to lean towards in regards to hiring for that position? The professional one, right? Now let's bring that same concept into the audition room. You're a casting director and you're casting for a new role. You have two actors coming in to read for that role. One of the actors walks into the audition room and they don't have their sides, they're very confident, they know their lines, and when they speak, it's very professional and well prepared. Now, on the other hand, you have your second actor come to the room. They have their sides, they're constantly looking down at them when they're doing their audition, they're not very confident with the dialogue as opposed to what the previous actor was, and the audition just doesn't go that well. Who do you think that the casting directors, the directors, and the producers are going to lean towards in regards to casting for that role?
Hang on, I think I know.
The actor who came in knowing their lines without their sides and were professional because they showed the casting and the directors and the producers that they took the time to properly prepare their audition and come in the room knowing the role. I can't stress this enough to you guys. First impressions are everything. You will lose a huge chunk of your auditions before you even say a word in the audition room because they are immediately judging you the second you walk in that room. If you walk in with your sides as opposed to those who walk in without their sides, you're immediately being judged on the fact that, oh, well, they obviously don't know their material that well, as opposed to if they come in without the sides and they're like, oh, well, this person comes in, he clearly knows his lines, let's get to work. Now, there's a lot of actors and people in the industry that are going to fight me on this because, again, they bring in their sides, and yes, they can still book roles, but anything you can do in this industry, okay, to stack the odds in your favor, do it. This is one of them. Not to mention, okay, and this is a big one. Are you listening? When you use sides in an audition, you are literally making it harder for yourself. Sides are not only a distraction that people rely on in their audition, but they are noisy, which is again, another distraction to your audition that you don't want, okay? And as well, if you're using sides, for example, say you have a 5-page audition. While you're doing your audition, you need to know the material so well that you need to know where every single line in that audition is on the page and on what page. So while you're performing your audition, you're constantly having to flip through your pages at the exact and right moment during the audition. Because if you need to go down to your sides and you're on the wrong page, you're screwed. The last thing you want is to be using your sides, look down, and you're on the wrong page and you're like flipping through. You lost your audition.
You did not get the job.
As well, when you're in an audition, the second you look down at your sides, you're immediately out of the scene. You've taken the audience out of the scene because they're now looking at you for some reason, looking down off camera, which isn't part of the scene. And now you are out of the scene as well because instead of focusing on what you're supposed to in the scene, you're now looking down at a page, scanning paper for your line. This just makes things harder for you. Not to mention, sides are loud. They are loud. The last thing you want is, while you're talking, hearing paper shuffling through your hands. I challenge anyone out there, okay, that's in the industry, to tell me in the comments why you should bring sides into an audition. If you are a professional actor, then you should know how to properly prepare an audition, memorize your lines, know the role, and go into the room and rock it out in the same manner that you would on set. You're not allowed your sides on set, so why should you be bringing your sides into an audition? If you want to prove to the casting directors and the producers that you can be trusted as an actor on set to show up every day, knowing your lines, knowing the role, and can do it without constantly looking down at paper, then do it in the audition room. We are not given that much time as actors to prepare an audition. Usually you have 1 to 2 days on average to prepare an audition from the time you get the breakdown from your agent to the time you're in the audition room. That's not a lot of time. I get it. But if this is your career and being an actor is something you seriously want to do, then it needs to be a priority in your life. If you get an audition request, you drop everything that you are doing and you prepare that audition so that you can memorize your lines, know the role, go into the room, and kick the shit out of that audition. If you get an audition request and you can't be bothered to memorize your lines, or you don't want to set aside the time that it takes to properly prepare a proper audition, then why are you acting? This is literally one of the hardest professions in the world, and if you're not going to put in the work, then guess what? Someone else is. I can't tell you how much I love when I go into an audition and I see my competition bringing their sides into the audition. I love it. They're automatically making my job as an actor easier because they are stacking the odds in my favor for me. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes during pilot season, when a lot of auditions occur, sometimes we get sometimes 3 to 5 auditions in one day. Okay, I get it. Our brains can only take so much. We can only remember so much in a short period of time. In those cases, okay, bring in your sides. I get it, okay? But if you have the time to prepare an audition, then do it. Know your role, memorize the lines, and be a professional actor and rock up the audition. So again, just to reiterate, sides do you no good. They are a distraction to you. They are a distraction to the audience watching your audition. They are loud. They add a bigger workload to your audition. And they make you look unprepared. First impressions in that audition room are everything. Stack the odds in your favor. Come into the room looking professional, knowing your lines, and rocking out the audition without the sides, without the backup plan, without the loud paper, without you looking off camera when the scene doesn't ask for it. Show confidence, show professionalism, and go and book the role. Acting is a very, very competitive business. Those who take themselves and their profession seriously, take the time to properly prepare an audition, go in the room and rock it out, will have the upper hand over those who don't. And chances are very good this is one of the reasons why they are booking the roles and you are at home watching them on TV.
Wanting to walk in his footsteps. Now I only wish I could.
Coming into an audition room, knowing your lines, and presenting a professional scene is very important in showing casting and directors that you can be trusted on set. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for your time today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I post new videos every single week so that you can take those lessons and apply them to your own career, and hopefully I will be seeing you on set very soon. Now go kick some ass.